Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. We just barely got the Malphite reveal. Hopefully you guys are all as excited as I am. They do have on the Legends of Runeterra Twitter page the sort of teaser reveal for a trailer for Malphite, and it has some pretty awesome music that I like. They always do a pretty good job with the music and establishing a theme with these champions. I really like that. Go ahead and watch it if you haven't. There's some pretty interesting tidbits in there. For example, it would appear as if Chip is Malphite's son. So very interesting, and you guys can theorize who the mother is and how Chip came to be. Maybe he is just a chip off the old block and got some weird, I don't know, toe that popped off Malphite, and all of a sudden Chip was a thing. All right, that's my theory, but anyway, we're not going to go and watch the reveal. Most of you guys probably already have, so we're just going to evaluate the cards. So let's go down here to the card reveals real quick, and let's just go over Malphite first, since these are his kind of produced spells here. So Malphite is a 7-cost Targon card, as we kind of expected from Targon. Not a landmark countdown card, as we kind of theorized. He's not. He's just a regular straight up champion. He's got tough. He's a 6'10". Very comparable to something like Nautilus, right? Where he's tough. He's got a huge stat line. A lot of units aren't going to be able to really hit into, attack into him. The difference between Nautilus and Malphite, though, is that Malphite starts out with stats in the attack stat, and yeah, both tough. So really big units, really hard to take out and remove with just normal blockers. And yeah, just really big chunky units coming out later on in the game. All right, so to level up Malphite, you've summoned 12 or more mana of landmarks. When I level up, if you have the attack token, create an unstoppable force in hand. Now, I would actually say that this level up condition is fairly easy to get off, especially by round 7. So you don't need, it's just you've summoned, right? So Malphite doesn't need to have seen you do it. If you're putting him in a landmark deck, which you pretty much have to, unless you just really do want the big body here. Pretty much are going to include landmarks with him. Really easy to include that with a lot of regular landmarks that we have from Shurima or from Targon now, or Freljord even. A lot of landmarks that we can use to level up Malphite. So fairly easy. Now let's go ahead and look at his level up condition, or not his leveled up form. He's a 7-11, so that means he's never going to be running out of gas. It's just a joke for all you people. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, create an unstoppable force in hand. When I'm summoned or round start, so this is after he levels up, you have the attack token, create an unstoppable force in hand. Alright, so this looks like, it has to be round start, right? That to create the unstoppable force, it looks like. So if in order to do this, I don't think you'll get it if, for example, you use Cataclysm with a scout and get the attack token. You shouldn't get unstoppable force. However, if you have like a Garen or something leveled up, then you would get it, because that happens at the round start. That's how I'm interpreting this. So yeah, you're not going to be producing these, I don't think, with scouts, but with something like Garen, you could. Unstoppable Force, we stun all enemies. A 2-mana soul speed spell. Wow, that is pretty strong. Stun all enemies. So where this guy is fairly easy to level up and we get this Unstoppable Force, there's no condition around stunning all these enemies. I mean, they can block it with Spell Shield, but for 2 mana, that is a ton of value. Really, this I think is a really good card. Well, of course it is. I mean, it's a level up card, but just a token, can't main deck it. So yeah, really, this I think is mostly dependent on how easy it is to level up Malphite, because you're getting this every single round. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, create, yeah, so you're getting this, well, every round you attack, you should be. So I mean, and since he's fairly easy to level up, in my opinion, that this is going to be a very strong card. Yeah, no conditions. It's not like intimidating roar where they have to have, 4 or less attack power to be stunned. This is everybody. So what are we seeing here? Are we seeing potential synergy with Yasuo, or is that a little bit too redundant at that point? Maybe a little redundant just because they're all stunned anyway. But yeah, potential Yasuo synergy again with Targon, which, I mean, Targon has kind of become a secondary region that you could run with Yasuo along with Noxus. So I mean, just we like more synergy with older champions. I do, at least. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. All right, Ground Slam. This is his champion spell as well. Stun a unit and then deal 3 to it if you summon a landmark this game. This is really easy to get off. 4 mana for it. So I mean, if you are running this with that, this is like great removal, right? I don't know that this is necessarily a card you're going to be running with Yasuo though, because a lot of the value it comes from, well, a lot of the value that goes into the 4 mana here comes from dealing 3 damage, right? And so if we're using it, I mean, don't get me wrong, this can be used and probably will be, but Yasuo's already dealing damage with his stuns, right? And a lot of units, especially early on in the game, don't have more than 3 or the 2 health that Yasuo is doing. You're stunning and getting value. I don't know. I may be downplaying this card's effectiveness of the Yasuo a little bit, but it will definitely allow him to take out bigger units. But I don't know, does he get a slot in Yasuo decks? I don't know. I would have to mess around with it. Like I said, if you're dealing, a 4-cost fast speed spell with Yasuo on a unit that's already going to be taken out by his level 1 deal 2 damage. Now once he levels up, I think it becomes a little bit more redundant, even more redundant, just because he's got 5 attack and he's pretty much taking out everything with simple stuns. So I don't know if you're going to main deck this in Yasuo decks. There may be better spells that you can use with him. More efficient spells that you would include over Ground Slam. All right. Shaking Ground. This is another token card. I don't think we read about this anywhere. Skill. Whose skill is this? Oh, this must be the Stonebreaker skill, right? If you summoned... Yeah, this is the Stonebreakers, and I don't think we've seen this at all. Is this the last card here? It is. All right, Stonebreaker is 6 costs. This is a 6/4 play. If you've summoned 4 or more landmarks this game, deal 4 to an enemy and 2 to the enemy nexus. Wow. Again, these are pretty easy conditions. I think these landmarks are fairly easy to summon, especially if you're in Shurima. We got Rock Hopper, we've got Ancient Preparations, which are fairly standard. And I think that those cards are going to be included just because we give the vulnerable to a unit, and then we've got units here with Overwhelm as well. So, we've got Earth Element, we've got Seed of Strength. Give these to these big, powerful, bulky units to deal even more damage. And then, yeah, we've got, if you've summoned 4 or more landmarks this game, deal 4 to an enemy and 2 to the enemy nexus. So I think this is a fairly strong card. Removal, I would compare this kind of to the Rampaging Bakai, right? Where he's dealing 4 damage through his attack if you've slayed units. It counts as a strike, so he's hurting himself. On the flip side, this guy's just dealing 4 damage straight up to an enemy and 2 to the nexus. So I think this is a fairly strong card. It's an interruptible effect, though. Removal. I think it's okay. I think it's decent. This is an epic card as well, so keep that in mind. Epic cards have typically not been the best. I know that's an ongoing joke, but I think, like, in general, this is pretty good. He's dealing 6 damage total as well to the enemy nexus, or 6 damage, just passive damage. So that always makes me think of Swain, and he's potentially removing a unit as well. So I think this play effect is fairly easy to get off. I think is decent removal, and you're getting a big body to block with and dealing damage to the enemy nexus. So interesting. This is I wouldn't quite consider this a burn card, but it's got kind of like a burn feel to it. It's pretty funny. All right, so that's it for today. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited about Malphite. This is pretty cool. I see where they're going with Seed of Strength and is it Spiral Stairs? Yeah, I see where this is going here. How they want to combine this with Malphite, make him have even more stats and overwhelm as well. I see where kind of we're going with something like the Soothsayer here when I'm summoning Grant Ally Champions and Landmark Spell Shield. So, I mean, protection for these big bulky units and landmarks for landmark synergy. I see what they're doing with this. This seems like it's going to be a pretty strong archetype if you ask me. We get decent payoff. Malphite's coming out later on in the game, and he's basically just a win condition with unstoppable force. So yeah, if we can get to turn 7, I think a lot of times Malphite's just going to be able to win the game. And this is, again, very similar to how Nautilus acts as well. You get to turn 7, you've gone deep, you level up Nautilus. That's basically, get big units out, win the game. So, yeah, pretty excited. This looks pretty cool. Potential synergy with Yasuo, potential synergy with Swain with the Stonebreaker. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but yeah, there's a lot to like here. I think a lot to like. So yeah, only one more champion to go, Irelia, and then we're going to be starting the new season on Wednesday. Hope you guys are excited. If I missed anything in this video today, let me know. What are you guys excited for? Where do you see Malphite fitting into? What decks are you excited to build him in? And yeah, if you guys enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.